Hello, my name is Sasha Bylinovich, and I worked with John and his family from 1996 till probably 1998 with a break while I was in Odessa in my first year at the Messianic Jewish Bible Institute, and John was here in Minsk together with the Vinograds family. John was here with his wife Annette and their son Russell, and I was his interpreter, and together with him we worked a lot, helping the Messianic Jewish congregation Brit Hadashah, New Covenant, and we also traveled around the country, helping to establish various, Messianic home group within the churches, where pastors were open to establishing Messianic movement and Jewish ministry. And back at that time, John became my mentor. He became my spiritual father, and I learned a lot from him and got a lot of experience. And that's why it was very sad when I heard the news that he passed away and went to the eternity. But the good news is that there is a hope that we all will reunite together as one big family when Jesus returns. And somebody like John is waiting for us there in heaven. Somebody will join later, or we'll just, in our generation, we will see the Lord's return here in glory. I remember that John really believed that in our generation we will be able to see the Lord's return. But life is life, and that's a good lesson for us who trust in the Lord, to continue hoping and continue serving no matter what happens, because only God is the true judge. Blessed his name. And I remember an interesting story, and since John's will was here to remember something interesting, something good, maybe something funny, because he wanted to have some sort. And I remember he told me that he said, Sasha, when I die, I don't want everybody to be sad. I want to rejoice because I'm with the Lord, because I'm not dead. My body will be dead, but I won't be dead. And I remember a funny situation when we went to Poland. We took leaders of Brit Hadashah to visit Krakow, to visit death camp Auschwitz, to visit Warsaw and the site where Jewish resistance of the ghetto rioted against the Nazis. So, and when we were in Krakow, there was a situation when we got lost, and we couldn't find the way back to the apartment where we were staying. And I asked John, did you take the map with you? And he said, no, Sasha, I didn't take. And knowing John's character, that sometimes when he's in a hurry he could be a little bit spaced, I said, no, John, if you say you don't have a map, so probably you have it. He said, Sasha, I do not have a map. I said, no, check in your bag. He said, even I will not check it because I do not have a map. I said, John, open the bag. He opens the bag, there is a map. We find where we are, and then we find the way home. So, and but before our trip to Poland, because it was just a couple of years before that, I returned back from the active duty and in the rank of sergeant. And John, at that time, he was in the reserve and he was a major. So, and he said, Sasha, we're taking you to Poland. You will be my interpreter there. And I said, John, I do not know Polish language. And he said, Sasha, Sergeant, this is my order. This is the phrase book. You have 24 hours to learn Polish language until or before we arrive in Warsaw. So it was another funny situation. And, you know, but about serious things, John was for me like father. And there was a situation with my real dad. Once he had some problems with alcohol, and there was a big conflict. He beat my mom, and my younger brother, he was a teenager back at the time. They were all scared, and my dad broke the door, and we just couldn't lock the apartment. The door needed to be fixed, and it was night, and I called John and explained him the whole situation. So they just called the taxi, and they sheltered my mom and my younger brother in their house for several days until I settled all, you know, those issues with my dad, with the door, with other stuff, and just all his, you know, lifestyle. And the way how he treated other people, he was you know, real friend, real brother. He wasn't just, you know, a boss. And I really appreciate that, and I will remember that until the end. And he raised his son Russell in the same manner. And I remember a situation when Russell and I preached to punks and other, you know, teenagers in the center of the city. And remember a situation when even Russ and I had to stand protecting each other back to back because we were ready to fight against the gang of skinheads. And Russell also remembers that, I think. So, and I'm really grateful for, and it's an honor to me to know John, to work with him, and just I thank the Lord for all the lessons I learned from him. And that's all. Well, I can tell you more stories. You know, those 2 years together just was something that I will never forget, and just one of the, you know, randomly selected situation that I could tell you what I experienced with John and with his family, and I just continue on and on. But anyway, so blessing to everybody, friends, and we will all, of course, miss our friend and our brother John.